Travel insurance often conjures up a lot of great questions. This presentation will help answer some of those key travel insurance questions so you can travel worry-free knowing you have the correct type of coverage. In today's presentation, we will discuss and introduce you to our underwriter, Orion Travel Insurance, including some of their partners, the importance of having supplementary travel insurance while traveling within Canada, claims examples, the importance of understanding your travel insurance policy in the purchasing process. We'll provide an overview of CAA Travel Insurance plans, including some of the plan benefits. We'll also discuss the importance of knowing your coverage, whether it's through CAA or another provider. And finally, we'll cover some details on our partnership with Caremark, a pharmacy savings card. Let's begin with looking at who underwrites CAA Travel Insurance. CAA Travel Insurance is underwritten by Orion Travel Insurance Company. Orion is powered by CAA and allows us to look after our customers with the same level of care as our emergency roadside services. In order to provide the best service and level of treatment, Orion Travel Insurance works with several partners. One of their partners is Active Care Management. Active Care Management is the customer assistance provider that provides 24/7 bilingual assistance to our customers. It is a Canadian company based out of Windsor, Ontario. Orion also partners with medical networks throughout the world. The goal of medical networks is to help patients receive the highest quality, safest, and most cost-efficient care. 98% of US claims will go through a network. Let's take a look at a quick video that will give us even more information about Orion Travel Insurance.
Whether I'm soaking up some sun off the shores of Cuba or hiking through the only rainforest in Spain, I know that Orion Travel Insurance has my back every step of the way. My only worry is finding the road less traveled. Orion is powered by one of Canada's most trusted brands, CAA. Together, they provide Canadian travelers with insurance that is easy to understand and simple to purchase. Orion is easy to find through your local CAA store, by phone, or by visiting your CAA Club website. Orion helps me connect with new experiences. Seek adventure. Seeing the world with confidence. Wherever my travel takes me, it's nice to know that Orion is there. Orion makes a way feel more like home.
Next, let's take a look at the importance of purchasing supplementary travel insurance coverage while traveling within Canada. A question that is often asked is travel insurance necessary when traveling within Canada? The answer is yes. While OHIP pays a certain portion of expenses, there are certain things that won't be covered and could leave you at financial risk. OHIP recommends that you obtain private supplementary health insurance for non-physician and non-hospital services when traveling within Canada. Let's take a look at a video that talks more about the importance of supplementary travel insurance while traveling in Canada. We take for granted that our Ontario Health Card, or OHIP, covers many of our medical expenses here in Ontario. But what kind of coverage does it get us in other Canadian provinces? We've put travel insurance on our list for international travel, but do we need it within Canada? Let me answer some of those questions as to why travel insurance is important and share with you what you need to know when traveling within Canada. Should I purchase supplementary travel insurance when traveling within Canada? OHIP recommends you get travel insurance for out-of-province travel. It is important that while traveling, you have adequate coverage, and it's not just insurance providers recommending additional coverage. OHIP recommends it too. Should I carry my OHIP card when traveling within Canada? The answer is yes. You should carry your health card with you and be prepared to show it. Keep in mind that OHIP may not provide you with the same coverage in other provinces that it does at home. Here are 3 tips to help you travel with confidence across Canada. Tip 1. Check your OHIP card before you go. Check that your card hasn't expired and won't expire while you're away. If you've moved, make sure your address is correct on your card. Tip 2. Be prepared to pay upfront for any medical costs. For the most part, any medical costs that you incur while you're away will need to be paid upfront. You may be covered by OHIP for things such as an appointment with a doctor or walk-in clinic or a hospital visit. You may not be covered by OHIP for ambulance services, including air ambulance, which can be very costly and may be required to bring you back to Ontario, prescription drugs other than at the hospital, vision wear and dental emergencies, diagnostic or lab services other than if you're at the hospital. Tip 3. Consider supplementary travel insurance. You may have to pay for services on site while you're away, even if you show your card, as your doctor may charge you up front. This is something you should especially be aware of when traveling in Quebec, as there is no reciprocal agreement between Ontario and Quebec. Having supplementary travel insurance coverage may prevent you from paying out-of-pocket expenses. What type of plans are available to purchase? CAA Travel Insurance has a wide selection of plans that will cover you for travel within Canada. A selection of multi-trip annual plans ranging from 4 to 30 days. This coverage includes unlimited coverage within Canada. Canada's single trip plan, which is designed for Canadian travel and has a reduced premium. If you're exploring Canada sometime soon, make sure you are comfortable with your coverage so you can travel with confidence. As the video stated, there are multiple services that will not be covered under OHIP. Buying supplementary travel insurance will ensure you have the coverage to cover the services that OHIP does not offer. Let's take a look at an example of a case where someone travelled within Canada and didn't have supplementary coverage. A young man had an accident while travelling in Quebec and received an air ambulance bill of $22,000 to return him to Ontario, along with hospital and physician costs. OHIP did not cover the cost of the air ambulance. His mother attended his bedside and, because there was no coverage, had to pay out of pocket for all of her expenses. Some of the CAA travel insurance benefits that would have protected financial loss are medical coverage, which would have covered upfront medical expenses, and medical repatriation, which should have covered the air ambulance cost. The subsistence and family transportation benefits would have covered transportation, accommodation, and meals for the family member attending his bedside. This example helps show the importance of purchasing supplementary travel insurance coverage while traveling within Canada, so you are not left with any unnecessary expense. Now that we understand the importance of protecting yourself while traveling within Canada, let's take a look at some claims examples that have been provided by Orion Travel Insurance for claims that have come in from international travel. The first example is of customers that have attended either a walk-in clinic or emergency room for a cold or ear infection. In this case, the cost of the claims ranged between $200 and $1,500 US. This example shows that even minor ailments can be very costly. The next example is the cost of treatment for abdominal pain and a broken leg. In this particular case, the claims paid were between $7,000 and $20,000 US. Moving into some more serious types of claims, such as a car accident, heart condition, stroke, and lung condition, these claims ranged between $50,000 and $300,000 US. This example shows how expensive medical treatment can be. Next, we will take a look at the cost of claims for medical repatriation. The cost to be flown back to Ontario, especially for those that are in a serious condition, can be extremely costly. These examples show the cost of an air ambulance in RN. The cost ranges from $37,000 to be brought back from Florida to $215,000 from Thailand. As you can see, medical repatriation is an extremely important benefit under the CAA travel insurance policy and ensures you are brought home safely. The claim examples show us the importance of purchasing travel insurance so you aren't left at financial risk and you can travel worry-free. Next, let's chat about understanding travel insurance and the purchasing process. In this part of the presentation, we will cover eligibility and completing a medical questionnaire, stability and what it means, as well as pre-existing health conditions and what to do when you need to phone for help. CAA Travel Insurance requires that anyone over the age of 60 completes a medical questionnaire. Before completing it, eligibility will be reviewed with you to ensure that you qualify for our travel insurance policy. It is very important when completing a medical questionnaire that you provide accurate answers to ensure valid coverage and you read and understand any medical definitions. If you are unsure of how to respond to a question, ask the associate who is assisting you to provide further explanation. It is important that you don't guess when completing a medical questionnaire. If you are unsure of how to answer, it's always best to consult with your physician to clarify what medical conditions or any medical investigations are noted on your medical records. It is extremely important to understand what has been noted on your medical file so you can answer questions with confidence. One of the frequently discussed topics that stems from the medical questionnaire and the policy terms and conditions is pre-existing condition and stability. What do they both mean? A pre-existing condition is a medical condition that you are being treated for, monitored for, or if a medical investigation is taking place. Stability means that there is no deterioration of your condition, no new symptoms, no change in treatment, no alteration in medication or medical treatment, or no new treatment prescribed or received. Understanding what a pre-existing condition is and what stability means is an important part of the purchasing process. One of the most frequent questions asked is, if I have a pre-existing condition, will it be covered? Stability is key with a pre-existing condition. The stability period will often vary and can be found under the exclusion section of your travel insurance policy. The CAA Travel Medical Insurance stability period for anyone 69 and younger is 3 months, and for anyone over the age of 70, it's 6 months. If you are comparing travel insurance coverage with another provider, it is important to review the exclusion section and understand how they cover a pre-existing condition and what the stability period is. In this example, we will review the CAA Travel Insurance stability for someone under the age of 70 and another insurance provider. The CAA Travel Insurance exclusion says that no coverage shall be provided for any medical condition that was not stable in the 3 months prior to your departure date. This means if any medication has been altered, whether increased or decreased within 3-month window prior to your departure date, it will not be covered because it is not deemed stable. If your medical condition is stable within 3 months prior to your departure, you will be covered for that condition. When looking at the other provider example, it says no coverage shall be provided for any sickness or injury for which you experienced symptoms, which were diagnosed, were treated, required hospitalization, or took medication during the 3 months or whatever term prior to your departure date. What I want to point out in this example is that the other provider will not cover you for any pre-existing condition that you were taking medication for within the 3 months prior to your travel. This differs from the CAA Travel Insurance policy that states as long as your medication has not been altered in any way within the 3 months prior to your travel, you will be covered for that pre-existing medical condition. This example shows you the importance of reviewing the terms and conditions and exclusions when you are reviewing a travel insurance policy. It's essential to ensure that your coverage is as whole as possible and gives you the level of coverage you need. Let's watch a video that will provide some more details and examples on pre-existing conditions and the stability period. When purchasing travel medical insurance, it is important to understand the conditions of the policy. In this short video, we are going to review the following: pre-existing medical condition, stability, and the stability period before departure. Let's start with looking at the term pre-existing medical condition. It's important to understand the limitations and exclusions that may apply to a pre-existing medical condition. The first thing to consider is what a pre-existing medical condition means. An example of a pre-existing condition is a condition you are receiving medical treatment for, or a medical condition that is undergoing medical investigation. In most cases, you are still eligible to purchase travel insurance when you have a pre-existing medical condition. The pre-existing condition may also be covered depending on the stability of the condition. Let's look at stability. Stability means no change in medication and no change in medical treatment for the medical condition. It is important to note that even if there has been a decrease in medication, it is still considered a change in medication. To understand if a pre-existing medical condition will be covered, we also have to consider the stability period. The stability period is the time frame before your departure date and can range from 3 to 6 months. The stability period varies depending on age and product. Let's look at an example of how a pre-existing medical condition, stability, and the stability period tie together. This is George. George is 61 and his stability period is 3 months, which means any pre-existing condition that is not stable within 3 months of travel will not be covered. George has diabetes and has been taking medication for 12 months. Because he is receiving medical treatment for diabetes, it is considered a pre-existing condition. In a recent visit with his doctor, his medication has been decreased. While this is great news for George, because there has been a change to his medication within the 3-month window of his departure, the condition is not considered stable. Therefore, this diabetes will not be covered for his upcoming trip. By George understanding what is considered a pre-existing medical condition, the stability of his medical condition, and the stability period before traveling, he can fully understand the terms and conditions of his travel insurance policy. Now that we understand what general coverage is for medical insurance, let's talk about coverage designed specifically for a pre-existing condition. If I have an unstable pre-existing condition, can it be covered through CAA Travel Insurance? The answer is yes. CAA Travel Insurance has introduced a pre-existing condition rider that can be added to any of our medical plans and will bring your stability period down from either 6 or 3 months to 7 days prior to departure. If you are someone that has a medication that is often altered by your doctor, the pre-existing condition rider is a fantastic option that will give you peace of mind while you travel. The pre-existing condition rider will cover you up to $200,000 for a pre-existing condition up to 7 days prior to departure. For any other medical emergencies, your policy coverage remains at $5 million. Now let's move on to what you need to do if you require medical assistance. Travel insurance policies provide coverage for emergency and unforeseen medical situations. What is considered an emergency or unforeseen medical situation? It is treatment that is medically necessary and appropriate for the situation, not experimental. It cannot be omitted without adversely affecting your condition and cannot be delayed until you get home. It is delivered in the most cost-effective manner and appropriate level of care, and it's not ongoing routine treatment that you can have at home. What do you do if you need medical assistance while you are traveling? It is important if you require medical assistance and you are able to that you contact the CAA Travel Insurance Customer Assistance Line as soon as possible. They will assist you in finding a hospital or doctor in your area and make sure it is up to the best possible standards. If possible, they will also arrange for upfront payment. If you are not able to call as it is a medical emergency, you can have someone else call on your behalf or let us know as soon as possible where you are. It is important when you travel to carry your travel insurance wallet card with you so you can show it upon arrival. Some smaller locations, such as a walk-in clinic or a doctor's office, may require upfront payment for minor ailments. If this is the case, you should still call for assistance, start a claim, and then submit your receipts upon your return. CAA Assistance will always do their best to set up upfront payment. CAA's Customer Assistance Program has introduced 2 new services for our customers that call in for assistance. Telemedicine allows travelers to speak with a live MD via video consult link. If the traveler chooses to use this service, they will be sent to a video conference link that will connect them with a local MD. Physician House Call allows travelers to request a personal visit from a local MD at their specific location, such as a hotel room or vacation property. When travelers call CAA Assistance, telemedicine or house call, they will be offered the services that are appropriate based on the traveler's medical and location information. Travelers aren't obliged to use these new services and still have access to urgent care or emergency room services if they wish. The excellent service and care provided to travelers by CAA Assistance hasn't changed. Travelers now have more choice in the medical support they need wherever they are in the world. In the next part of the conversation, we are going to look at the importance of knowing your coverage. It is important when purchasing a travel insurance policy that you understand what activities will and won't be covered. Did you know that most travel insurance policies do not cover activities such as parasailing and hot air ballooning? CAA Travel Insurance understands the importance of having coverage in place for these popular holiday activities and has launched an adventurous air activities rider that can be added to any of our medical plans. If there is an activity that you would like to participate in while traveling, make sure to ask your travel insurance provider if it will be covered. CAA Travel Insurance policy covers a lot of popular holiday activities such as kayaking and scuba diving. One item I want to bring to your attention is the importance of understanding the alcohol limits under your policy terms and conditions. Having a glass or two of wine will not necessarily impact your coverage. However, if you have consumed a large amount of alcohol and an accident happens, it may impact your coverage. It is important to understand your policy terms and conditions. Orion recently worked with the Canadian Council of Insurance Regulators to ensure that our policy terms and conditions are clear. We have talked about the importance of understanding the exclusions of your travel insurance policy. Some additional items that I would like to bring to your attention that are often excluded from coverage are procedures available at home that you elect to have done elsewhere, piloting an aircraft, professional participation in sports, commercial truck drivers or crew, known situations prior to travel, expenses in excess of $25,000 if no valid provincial health care is in place, and non-compliance with medical therapy. While some credit cards offer travel insurance coverage, there are often gaps in the coverage that could leave you at risk in time of need. Before you travel, call your credit card provider and ask them some key questions. Find out what the policy actually covers. Is medical and cancellation coverage included for everyone traveling? Are there limits on the cancellation coverage? Is there an age limit for the medical coverage? How many days of travel are covered? Are claims paid up front? It is so important to understand your coverage and make sure you have what you need to travel with peace of mind. Let's watch a video that reviews the importance of knowing your credit card coverage.
Credit cards often provide limited travel insurance coverage. It's important that you educate yourself on exactly what benefits are included and the amount of coverage you may have before you travel. For example, trip cancellation and interruption coverage is often limited to a specific amount per passenger and may not cover the full cost of the trip. There may also be age restrictions on medical coverage that limits the days of coverage once you reach a certain age. With these examples top of mind, CAA has created a Know Your Coverage checklist. The checklist provides you with questions you can ask your credit card provider to help you better understand your coverage or to know where it may be lacking. The checklist can be downloaded from our website at caasco.com/educateme, or you can visit one of your local CAA stores to pick one up. Knowing your coverage will help you make an informed decision about whether you need additional travel insurance and allow you to travel with confidence.
CAA Travel Insurance has a wide variety of plans to suit your needs. If you just need medical coverage, we can offer you a single-trip medical plan or a multi-trip medical plan. Our multi-trip medical plan ranges from 4, 8, 15, and 30 days of travel, covering you for multiple trips throughout the year. If you plan on traveling for a longer period of time, you can top up your multi-trip annual plan based on the number of days you need. CAA Travel Insurance also offers a variety of trip cancellation and interruption plans. Whether you just need trip cancellation and interruption, or you would like medical and baggage included, or if you would like to purchase an annual plan that includes all, we have a plan to suit your needs. CAA also offers Visitors to Canada insurance for when your relatives come from overseas. Let's take a look at a video that reviews some of the great benefits CAA Travel Insurance has to offer.
In this video, we're going to cover common benefits in travel medical insurance and what they mean. What does emergency medical insurance cover? Well, it offers benefits that allow for coverage for unforeseen medical emergencies as soon as you leave your home province. Hospital doctor expenses. So medical expenses as a result of an unforeseen medical emergency, such as doctor's fees, hospital, medical facility, x-rays, emergency surgery, and even follow-ups. Essentially, all medically necessary treatment to stabilize the emergency. And there are a lot of non-medical expenses that are covered too. For example, you may need to be returned to Canada by air ambulance. An air ambulance is a Learjet that's been fitted to be an ICU room. It's absolutely incredible. And it's stocked with medical staff to be able to support you on your way back to Canada. Emergency evacuation. For example, if you're on a cruise and something happens where they're not able to treat you, and you're out at sea, we could send an air ambulance to come and get you and bring you to the closest port. Return a vehicle. Imagine driving to your destination and something happens where you're not able to drive your car home. This benefit allows us to make arrangements to get your car back home to Canada. If you end up in hospital and you're going to be there for a while, Family to Bedside covers the cost of bringing a family member to your bedside in the event of a medical emergency. Return of remains. It's a conversation no one ever likes to talk about, especially when you're thinking about going on vacation. But it's important to prepare for the unexpected. Return of remains benefits and assistance organize and pay the expenses of returning the deceased back to Canada. Vision and hearing aid replacement. You can't continue on your trip without being able to see. In some cases, there's a benefit to replace your eyewear and/or your hearing aids. Ultimately, emergency travel medical insurance is intended to prevent out-of-pocket expenses as a result of a medical emergency. It's important that you understand what coverage you're eligible for and always read your policy. Every insurance policy has different benefits, eligibility requirements, policy conditions, and exclusions. Some travel medical insurance also require a medical questionnaire. For more information, visit our website or speak to a trusted insurance professional. Thanks for watching.
Another great feature of CAA Travel Insurance is the CVS Caremark Pharmacy Savings Card. The Pharmacy Savings Card provides customers savings on prescription medications at participating pharmacies in the United States. There are over 68,000 retail pharmacies that participate in the program. That's 9 out of 10 pharmacies in the United States. The Pharmacy Savings Card can be presented at any participating pharmacy when a prescription is being filled, and you will save approximately 24% on your prescription. The prescription itself does not need to be related to an insured condition. This means that if you're traveling in the United States and you need to fill a personal prescription, or if you receive a prescription due to a medical emergency, you'll be able to show your card and save on the prescription. The pharmacy card is part of our automatic fulfillment and will either be mailed to you or printed by one of our associates at the time of purchasing the policy. CAA Travel Insurance has some fantastic features such as family pricing, deductible options, and 10% member savings. CAA Travel Insurance also has knowledgeable associates there to answer any of your travel insurance questions. To talk with one of our associates, you can visit one of our CAA stores or call into our call center open 7 days a week. You can also visit us online to get a quote. At CAA Travel Insurance, it's important to us that your travel insurance needs are met so you can travel the world with confidence. The purpose of this presentation is to help bring some key travel insurance topics to your attention. At CAA, we are obsessed with member safety and looking after our travel insurance policyholders in the right way. Our aim is to bring you products and coverages that will meet your needs so you can travel with peace of mind and confidence. To finish the presentation, we would like to share a testimonial from one of our policyholders.
There's a whole other side of this. It's the emotional side of, I even get emotional just thinking about it. I wanted to go away. I just wanted to get away after. When you go through something like that, operation or anything like that, you had this plan to go and you can't go because you can't get insurance, and you're like, and then all of a sudden there's a product like this that allows you to go on this trip that you want to go to. I can't even tell you how amazing I felt that I could go on this trip with my wife and have a good time. And it was fantastic. It was that much better because I was able to go and not have to cancel it and go through and trying to get cancellation and rebates and all this other stuff and everything, and not have the holiday. And there's so many aspects of how appreciative I felt of being able to go on this trip. And my wife didn't have to cancel her vacation or reschedule her vacation or anything like that. It was amazing. And that's a whole other side of the phenomenal results of having a product like this.